Interesting. Interesting. Always something. So my name is Daniel Young. I am the owner and founder of Adapted Perspective and the Adapted Perspective channel here on YouTube where I help you make your dreams a reality. If you've seen any of my past videos, you understand I love strategy and targeted strategy. And that awareness is key as I continue to sift these financial memes and use our investment strategy, our financial strategy, along with some just everyday common sense to evaluate the overall meme. So the disclaimer is it's an unedited video. You've already heard me make at least two mistakes. Plus, who knows what you'll hear in the background as I film these in my house. I am not a financial advisor. I am a financial strategist. Um, I don't talk like the herd. The financial advisors are your points of contact with Morgan Stanley, Merrill Lynch. Uh, I call them the stock circle junkies, like Motley Fool and Forbes. Like they make all the rounds and they all say the same things. I am not in that mix. Um, I love strategy. I love finances. I love financial strategy. And I like talking with people about honestly anything. But in these videos, I like talking financial strategy and reasoning out how effective something is just by logic, just by experience. So I'm not out to slander anybody. I'm interested in separating good from bad when it comes to financial advice, because none of us want bad financial advice. So let's get into what this looks like this week. Yep. All right. So you get my Zoom meeting and my notes. So this is the Adapted Perspective Pinterest page. This is the overall banner you'll catch with all of my boards, whether that's YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, etc. So inside this board, we're going to this board, or inside this page or channel, we're going to this board. And at the bottom, which I've already done several of these, and not my original goal was to make videos off of all of these different memes and just all of these different memes. But I read so many articles and not everybody writes great financial advice. So I've got some other videos on articles and not just memes. But what we're looking at today is this. So, and of course, so I'm not worried about this top section. So it's finally an accurate financial meme. So the question, what does it take to blow 10 grand a year? Well, we do some simple math and we take the standard year, and they're about 2740 a day. So not everybody's going to spend 2740 a day. Like if you're in a different city, if you're doing something out of the ordinary, maybe you're spending more day to day than somebody else. That's not my point. uh, I'll give you the example out of our lives, out of my life. So generally, my wife and I both teach. So on Friday, it's kind of like a reward incentive for the end of the week. We both get a Starbucks. And that's generally a grande, sometimes a venti. Uh, but if we take grande sizing, at least I want to say it's grande sizing. Maybe it's venti sizing, but the price is still the more important thing. So if my coffee is $5.65 every Friday, and my wife says two, so that's every Friday times two. That's every week a month. For the most part, 4 weeks a month, right? So there's a fifth month in there, right? But then times 12 months, and it's $542.40 in general. Now, some weeks it's more, some weeks it's less. If we want the easiest way before we did anything else If we were cutting costs out of our primary budget, that would be the easiest way. But we don't pay for Starbucks out of our primary budget. We pay it out of our spending money. When we do our budgets, every person has an allotment of spending money so that the grocery money, gas money, clothes money, birthday gift money, uh, our individual envelopes we have for just ongoing uh, annual things. So like the yard envelope, um, if we're going to save up for like an end of year gift for our daughter, graduation gift for somebody else. We have an envelope for my wife's hair. We have an envelope for my soap that I get from Dr. Squatch, right? Instead of sourcing coffee out of our primary budget, it comes out of our spending money. Now, spending money you can use to get whatever you want. Uh, Years ago, my wife wisely, like I noticed something she did. Normally, my spending money was like a backup for the budget. I would spend a little bit, and then if we went over, I would just cover our budget because that's me. Um, and I noticed something my wife did. And I was like, that's a really good idea. So whatever our allotment was, like pick your amount. Um, you get your spending money, which is kind of like an allowance out of the budget, but you get your money, and then you tuck part of that away. You tuck like 40, $50 away every month, and then you spend whatever you want, right? So uh, we trade Fridays. So like I'll pay 20, she'll pay 20, I'll pay 20, she'll pay 20. And then if you wanted to go out to eat by yourself, or if you wanted to go meet a friend, or if you wanted to buy a specific expensive gift, like so not clothes money, uh, like if she wants new plants for the yard, we try to cover that out of the yard money. If you wanted something out of the ordinary, it would come out of your spending money. And then if there's anything left at the end of the month, then that goes also into like your long-term savings. So everybody gets an envelope full of money, which is not like a mystery item. Like everybody gets an envelope full of money. And then you automatically hold back $40+ and you start a second envelope for long-term personal savings. So if I wanted to go on a fishing trip or a hunting trip or buy a new fishing pole or whatever, right? I could have that backup funding of money that would grow over time. And then anything that's left over at the end of the month also gets like added into that envelope so you can grow it faster. So if you're really interested in saving money, if both of us were concerned about this, which I mean, money is money, right? But if both of us were concerned about this, we could easily cut the cost and say both save about $270 a year, and we would have that much money, more money at our disposal in our personal accounts. Now, if our primary budget was sourcing this, that's 80 to 100 extra dollars a month. Now, are we spending $20 every time we go? No. So the money just kind of stacks on our app, but it just kind of carries forward, I guess you could say. But if we're paying for it out of the primary budget, then that's 80 to $100 we're missing out of the primary budget every month. That's a big deal. And it may not be that big of a deal in comparison now to like the heat of summer when our electricity bills skyrocketed and we were dealing with every like faulty AC, no AC, um, non-efficient AC because it was running all the time and wouldn't shut off, right? So $100 on that month means we're in negative, but $100 now isn't so bad. But I would much rather have $100 in our primary budget, and we would fix this. So it kind of comes down to you. I'm not going to tell you to not get your specialty coffee, whether that's Starbucks or McDonald's, Dunkin' Donuts, or whatever else there is, or whatever incentive or whatever end of week rewards you have. Like you go to the bakery and get a muffin at the end of every week because it's been a crappy week and you didn't pick me up, or it's been a good week and you have a reward. I'm not going to tell you that. I just want you to realize that it's a lot easier to blow money than you realize. And if you're saving for a specific thing, if you're planning and strategizing for a specific thing, everything adds up. So if the strategy is to scrimp and save everything to reach a goal, don't be afraid to cut bills. Like trim the fat, trim the excess, save. At the same time, if you're going to reward yourself or have a built-in incentive for the end of the week for doing like you get employee of the month, or um, you have a great week and not yell at anybody, or whatever the reward is, or you just need something at the end of the week, go buy it. But don't be surprised if you start to realize that more and more money is leaving your account. You've got to be honest with yourself. You've got to be willing to audit what you're spending. You've got to ought to be tracking what you're spending as is. Uh, but don't be afraid to dig into your habits and make changes so you get a better outcome. Or maybe don't be afraid to make habits and make changes so that you can get a better outcome based on your specific strategy and based on your specific goals. That's all I'll say. Um, so for once, it's an accurate mean. It does not happen a lot. This entire board, 494 memes. I could make a video a day, which I don't, and still have more than enough for a year, but I make them every week. So for 52 weeks in a year, I'm approaching a significant amount of time making videos on financial memes. And thankfully, people continue to make them. And they're not all good. And they're not all simple. They're not all straightforward, um, which is great for me because it leaves me plenty to review. So that's honestly all I got today. So if you like the content, consider subscribing to my channel, hit the like button, and then head over to Facebook and join my group there called Navigate Your Finances. The information will be below. I normally put the link in the description, but YouTube got um, finicky, we'll say, with posting external links. So as you face the week, there are 5 days until Christmas. If you have not done your Christmas shopping and you need to do your Christmas shopping, you need to knock that out. Looking ahead into next year, we look at financial strategy, budgeting, planning, etc. I am continuing to talk Thursday evenings on my Facebook channel or my Facebook page about financial strategy. This week is about um, I'm gonna not say the title right, but it's about hope and what we hope will like. What do I want for Christmas? Hope. Um, it's the financial hope, but also just the ongoing promise of hope. So as we look to next year, and we're already on our end, we're already planning next year's budget, trying to take different things into consideration and looking ahead. I want to get into that on Thursday, but then also continue to plan out a budget for next year. And if you need help with that, one, if you need hope, two, if you need help planning a budget, come find me on Facebook. Uh, I post daily. You have access to all the free files. You have access to all the free strategy. And on Thursday at 8 Central, this week, I talk about hope. But in general, I just talk financial strategy. So as you face the week and as you look to next year, captain your ship because it will go wherever you direct it to go. And if you know where you're going, that's helpful. And if you don't know where you're going, come find me on Facebook. Um, whatever you have for the week, whatever you're doing for Christmas, I wish you a Merry Christmas. And I will make another video before New Year's, but I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And if you need help with strategies, but specifically financial strategy and budgeting, come find me on Facebook. So I will see y'all on another video. This is Daniel Young signing off. Bye bye.